Hello. No intro because 4x3. Can't use the intro scene on 4x3 because it's horrendously broken. Oh. I should really finish hanging up the flipping acoustic foam in this room. But anyway, hello. No idea, Jace, and I'm not going to change it now. Does this work? Yes, excellent. 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 I think I'm missing a few C's in there, whatever. What would you like to hear in your sub alert? Nothing, because I have the alerts turned off, because otherwise that would be terrible for YouTube. You can't draw on VLC. I'm drawing on XSplit. See? This is XSplit. I don't know why I'm... I don't know why I'm switching between capital and lowercase randomly. I don't know what I was doing. I'm sure there's a thing for OBS that lets you do it. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just going again. Let me go back a bit. And then I'll just play and then talk. Alright. I'm going. Here we go. Oh, I should not have touched the microphone. Because I had it in the perfect place and then everything moved. Alright, fuck it, we're going. Alright, hello again. Part 4. Happening relatively soon after. In real life time, anyway. I don't know when I release this on YouTube. But anyway, it's Vertical Bird. This is my favourite mission in the whole game. And has a fair amount to it, I guess. So small thing here. During all these fade outs and crap, I am actually running towards the boat. I don't know if... There's probably no way that I can show it. Yeah, but you see how it's like fading in and I'm already like way over to the boat. For whatever reason, you can move like during a bunch of those cutscenes or whatever. So I'm just like sprinting towards the boat as it's all happening. Then you get on the boat, and then there's like a radius around the boat when the next cutscene starts. Yeah, I tried to play a replay before it, but I did a terrible job of it. And then here you got a few options how you can handle this. I normally. So when you enter the interior of the boat, there's a couple outcomes that can happen. if you just drive the boat just straight in, you'll alert all the guards, and you'll be on the boat, like parked here. The other option is if you swim in without the boat, then you can like stealth in, like you spawn like here, and you could just swim in, and you don't alert the guards. What I do is the best of both worlds for speedrunning, which is I drive the boat in, and then before the cutscene happens, I press F to get out of the boat. I don't know if I do it in this run. I bet I don't, because I normally fuck things up. Yep, no, there we go. See, I got out of the boat, and as I drift in, see? And then this happens. And then I'll spawn... Where is it? So I'll spawn here in the stealth position again, but my boat is also there. But getting out of the boat and swimming in is pretty slow. So this is like, you get the stealth option or whatever, and I don't have to try to get off of the boat or any crap like that. And I can just swim up and shoot these guys, which is what I'm going to do here. See? But they're also alerted because of the boat making noise, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. Am I wrong about all of that? I haven't done this in years, so I might be wrong about the whole spawning on top of the boat thing. I don't know. Let me know. Free engagement on YouTube if I'm wrong, and 20 million people correct me instead of checking if anyone else has already corrected me. Anyway, less complaining about YouTube. I must say the engagement of these videos has been pretty damn good. Yeah, I kept saying that, oh, this is part 3, no one's going to watch part 3, and then somehow more people have watched part 3 than part 2. I don't understand. So apparently I'm wrong, so thanks for watching. Anyway, kill all these guys. You could sprint on the boat, so I'm just doing that. Casual players get told to take out the SAM sites or whatever, but you don't need to do that if you just fly low enough, which is what I'm going to do. So I run around here. This guy is sometimes stood over here, like, doing nothing, and sometimes he runs at you. It's kind of random. I prefer it when he runs at me, because then that's one less person who can shoot me while I'm getting into the Hydra, which is here. So I just shoot him while sprinting with the micro SMG, whatever. I have a ton of micro SMG ammo because of green goo mission. But anyway, here's the bit where you get the Hydra. So what I do here, my inputs, is that I hold Q to like yaw to the left. I hold W to gain height because it starts in the the Hydra. The Hydra has like I call it it has like 2 modes, and I'd say that the Hydra, it has like its nozzles, right? It has 2 modes. It has helicopter mode, where all of the nozzles point downwards, right? And then holding W makes you go directly upwards, like a helicopter, right? And then it has the other mode, where... Wait, the wing goes like... Yeah, it does like both, Josh. It has the other mode where the jets point backwards, and they go like this, and the plane, thrust that way, so the plane goes that way. So this is W, and this is W, right? Yeah, I call it helicopter mode and plane mode, right? Because in my head, there's only 2 vehicles in San Andreas. There's helicopters and there's planes. And this is a really cool vehicle that can like transition between the 2. And you can sort of have the nozzles in like the in-betweeny state, but that's terrible, and I pretty much never use it. I know it's actually called hover mode or whatever, but that's not how I call it. It's the Hydra is either a helicopter or it's a plane. Anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, you can see like the nozzle here. It starts in helicopter mode, I believe. So what I'm doing is I'm holding Q to turn left, W to go up, and I'm holding numpad 8 to switch the nozzles... wrong way. To switch the nozzles back, whatever, you get the idea. And that's what I'm like holding now, right? So I'm holding this, and what it'll do is the plane will pivot like this, and I'll go up, And I put the landing gear up as well. I forgot to say that. But then you can see the nozzles are slowly moving forwards. Do you see? So you start in helicopter mode to go up a bit, but I'm instantly changing to a plane because the plane is faster, obviously. But then there's also a thing to keep in mind, which is I'm staying really low. If I stay in a helicopter mode at the start, I'm going to gain way too much height, and then the SAM sites are going to see me and shoot me. Wow, what the hell is that? Sorry, I have too much fun with this. Yeah, so I need to not gain too much height. I don't know exactly how much, but yeah, you can avoid disabling the SAM sites if you just don't go high enough. And that's how I do it. I just muscle memory like that. Those are my inputs. And then I fly underneath these bridges. Because what's going to happen here is 3 Hydras are going to spawn to chase you. I don't remember, but I think if you blow up the Hydras on the boat, there aren't any to chase you. I'm not certain on that. But anyway, there's a strat here where you can, if you get lucky, you can get the 3 Hydras that are going to spawn. You can get them to hit this bridge. So, you see, you got this bridge here. I can't remember the name of it. It's the one where I go slowly or whatever. But the bridge has all these, like, pillars and cables and crap. That you can fly into. Yeah. So the plan is to fly through this arch, and I don't know the exact setup, but what I do is I generally just go slowly, try to float, like glide near this arch, and go left. And then what can sometimes happen is that the free plays that spawn, they can like hit the bridge and get instantly blown up, which is helpful, but it's not super necessary in modern speedruns. But in ye olden days, it was kind of important. But anyway, so you can see I'm flying, I'm like coasting. I'm not holding W or anything. I'm coasting underneath the bridge, and then here come the 3 Hydras. They spawn really high up, right? And they'll like chase me. And you can see they're heading straight towards this bridge. It's in the distance, but this bridge is here, right? So it's sheer luck, really, like whether they hit the bridge or not. I don't know if it's RNG specifically. It might be fleshy meatbag RNG that instead, like the human cannot do the precise inputs or whatever. But if we look at the mini-map, let's see what happens in this run. I don't quite remember if they get destroyed or not. One of them hits the bridge. So see this triangle here. He hit the bridge, so he's dead, and then he'll just like fall and die or whatever. So I got 1 out of 3, which isn't that great. Yeah, there we go. He dies. The other thing that I'm doing here, as this is happening, is I'm also dropping flares. Do you see here? So for whatever reason, I don't know what the exact reason for it is, but the flares from the Hydra that you can drop to like they get the heat-seeking missiles to chase them instead of you. For whatever reason, they take forever to like to start happening. So I'm just spamming like Alt right now to try to get them to start. And now that they're working, they'll work when I'm like actually need them in a minute. But I just spam them here because I've got nothing else to do. Anyway, I'm flying straight towards the boats over here because the plan is I'm gonna blow up the boats. And just hope that the dumbass Hydras fly into the ground while I'm doing it. Which will save me having to, like, kill the Hydras. So this area is, like... This area is very weird, because in this bit, the water here is above sea level. You can see how high we are, right? So the water is probably, like, here, right? Yeah, because of the dam, the water here is above sea level, and that really confuses the AI. And if you've ever, like... I don't know if it happens in casual gameplay, but it's really easy to get like police helicopters and stuff like that to fly into this bit of water. And that's a thing the Hydras can do. But then you also have all these cliffs and everything everywhere. The Hydras are just really bad. They'll just fly into whatever. So here what I'm going to do is I'm not actually going to shoot the boats with the Hydra. There's actually a faster and more consistent way of killing them, and that's with the remaining minigun ammo I have. So we've got this ledge here, like this bit, and you can see I'm preparing to land. I've got the landing gear down, and I'm slowing down. I'm going to land, like, here, and then shoot these 2 boats, run over to like here, and then shoot the other 2 boats in the distance with the minigun to just blow them up. While this is happening, yeah, the planes can just fly and hit stuff, which is beneficial. But the only sketchy part is right now when I'm slowing down and landing, because if I'm unlucky, the Hydras will actually shoot me. So this is what I need the flares for, which is why I was spamming them earlier to make sure they're actually going to work. So I'm like slowing down here and coasting. I don't go into helicopter mode. I stay in plane mode the whole time because that's faster. And I just land. And here come the rockets. If you look at the minimap, there's like a little tiny red triangle here. That's like a rocket that's flying towards me. And you get the beep, 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 or whatever. But you see they hit over here because I'm spamming the flares. So I got away with this in this run. They didn't hit me. Sometimes they can. It's like I'm not worried about them killing me specifically. I'm more worried about them damaging my my tail. Because I have the rudder and the elevators here. And having a damaged rudder is like mildly annoying, but having damaged elevators is really damn annoying. So I don't want that to happen. But anyway, that didn't happen. I got away with it in this run. So now the game tells me to get back in the jet, but you don't have to. It's just one of those advisory things that doesn't actually stop you completing the mission. And then you got the Hydras over here. They're flying around, so I run over here. So the thing with the minigun is that it has really long range, but it is not infinite. So I need to stand like here to shoot this boat and this boat, but then I have to run over here to shoot these other 2, because otherwise I can't reach them. But I also have very low ammo. As you see, I've got 66 left. But this is the last thing I need to do with this minigun ammo. So I've got plenty for this, thankfully. So yeah, I kill those. I'm like way too far south. There is like... I could have killed them all from a bit more north here. You can see I'm having trouble reaching this one because I'm not quite north enough. I landed way too far south, which was kind of my bad. But anyway, you can see all the enemy jets are destroyed. They managed to kill themselves. I don't know exactly how. If we look at the minimap, maybe we'll figure out. But they managed to blow themselves up. But yeah, me parking way too far south here is annoying. I should have parked like here, really. So then I could stand here, shoot these 2 boats, and then run to here and then shoot these 2 or whatever. But anyway, so I have to do a bit of sprinting, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't know how the planes kill themselves. Like this one, oh, he just flies into the wall to my left. Yeah. Yeah, there's a frame where you can see him in the wall. Very good. And yeah, that's how you do this mission. You don't actually use the Hydra, which is kind of sad. I miss using the Hydra. There was a strat that I think Ultima Omega did where you just stayed in plane mode, went first person, and you just like drove by all of the boats, just shooting like manual rockets in first person. And that was pretty fast, but this is just so consistent and fast that it's just way better than using the Hydra, unfortunately. We only use the Hydra for its speed after this. We don't ever use it for its weapons. But yeah, gonna land here. So this landing bit's weird. There's 2 triggers you need to satisfy. There's the landing on the runway. Wow, that was terrible. There's the landing on the runway trigger that you need to satisfy, just like flight school. They probably copy-pasted it, I'm not sure. So I need to land like anywhere on the runway. I don't have to land in this marker. But then there's another marker, another trigger that's like, it's a circle, like this kind of circle in here. And this one wants you to be in the hangar. But if you position the plane very carefully, if you have like, let's see if I actually pull it off in this run. No, I absolutely messed it up. But this black like strip thing here, I have a reference where if I put like the nose of the plane here and then have like the rest of it poke. Oh my god, what am I drawing? If I have the nose of the plane here, and I just poke like a little bit here, and I try to put the landing gear onto this bit, I can hit like this trigger and this trigger at the same time, which will like instantly end the mission. But anyway, I messed up here and I overshot it, so I trigger one of them and then I just trigger the second one. So there's the first one, yeah, and here's the second trigger, see? And you can see like the actual like visual markers have nothing to do with the hitboxes, but it is possible to like sit in both of them like right here if you position it careful. But I didn't do that. That's only such a really minor thing anyway. But yeah, and then turn around, and now it's time to farm minigun ammo for the rest of the run. I take some water while I'm flying. So, after you beat Vertical Bird, 4 heavy weapons spawn inside Torino's house. I guess because, you know, you pass the mission, so it's just like, you pass all his missions, whatever, I don't know. But what's important about this is that it's next to a save point. And the way the world weapon pickups that respawn in the world, the way they work is that they have a 6 in-game hour timer, right? So in-game hours here. So when I pick up this minigun, 6 in-game hours later, so that would be 0519. 6 in-game hours later, which is 6 minutes in real life, the weapon will respawn. And rather than sit around for 6 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, because there's also a save point here. What this does is it advances time by 6 hours. So if we can see, it's 23 whatever, now it's 520 whatever, right? And that respawns the minigun. So I don't know if this is intentional or not. I mean, there's lots of... When you do like 100%, you get loads of weapons near like safe houses and stuff, right? So I don't know if this was intentional by Rockstar or not, but yeah, it's like you could just farm ammo just by picking up the gun and then saving and then picking up the gun again. So the plan here is to pick up... so every time I pick up the minigun, I'm gaining 500 ammo. And the plan is to pick it up about 7 times, which is 3,500 ammo. I think I end up picking it up 8 times. I'm not really... Ooh, what the... Okay. I'm not really counting this in the post-commentary. I think I do at the time. I'm counting how many times I pick it up. And I reckon I pick it up 8 times, because I like to be safe with the ammo count. So yeah, now I have a shit ton of minigun ammo, and I'm going to use it for the rest of the run. Somehow, though, during all of this, my Hydra has been pushed, so I didn't really park it in the best spot. It's better to park it, like, here, really, in this area. I can't go too close, because then it'll despawn, but, like, this strip is probably fine. As an alternative, I could probably park it here or something, but parking it straight down this road has problems, because cars obviously spawn on this road, and they'll push the Hydra if they get, like, impatient enough. So I parked the Hydra here, and then I've done all this stuff, and we can see, like, as I spawn just then, there were, like, guys there. So every time I, like, save or whatever, yeah, you can see, like, there's cars here, right? And they must, like... They must all form a big queue, and... Yeah, they obviously start pushing the Hydra. Let's see if I can spot it. Yeah, they pushed the Hydra by this point, yeah. Oh yeah, I even look, and I'm like, where the hell's the Hydra? Yeah. So, I should have parked it, like, or maybe even here. I shouldn't have parked it on the road, is the point. So my Hydra got pushed, and I had to destroy these fences to get going. And yeah, I used a shotgun to destroy the fences, because that's a good weapon for knocking the fences down, if it wasn't obvious. So yeah, slight mess up by me there. I should have parked the Hydra. I think I have a habit of always parking it on the road, and I know I shouldn't, but I still keep doing it, which is really annoying. Alright, so I've got all the minigun ammo I need for Return to Los Santos now. Now my mission is to avoid invisible objects. So you can see I'm flying over all these trees, but then also here there's a big tree that spawns. There's like a really big tree that spawns here. And there's also like a radio tower thing that spawns here. And they're both invisible when you're flying towards them like this. So I take like a really wide angle here, because I know this is a good run. And I'm trying to like not hit anything, right? So I've got to be nice and careful, and I avoid everything. I land in plane mode here, which is faster for landing, because I don't have to like slowly hover down. But it does make takeoff kind of interesting. But yeah, the plan is to use the Hydra for the next mission a little bit. And also, at this point in the run, I no longer... Well, right now I don't need phone calls. you may have noticed, way back when this mission started, here, this one, there isn't actually a mission marker here. I run into nothing, and then a mission starts. If you remember way back in Badlands, I explained that the truth mission, you don't actually need to answer the phone call in order to start it. All the phone call does is add the visual marker to the map. That's the same here. So I've got a visual marker on the map for CJ, but it's not the actual mission anymore. It's just there. Yeah, because I started the mission without answering the phone call. It is kind of annoying because I get all these phone calls and I don't super need them right now, but it's better to just answer them early. Anyway, next mission, Homecoming. So this is the one where you need to go rescue Sweet. We're not going to drive there. We are going to just take the Hydra. And yeah, now I have to like... Yeah, I don't do a very good job. I need to be more patient with the helicopter mode, but then I immediately had to switch to plane mode, so it was just kind of slow. Should have parked it in helicopter mode, I think. But anyway, I'm looking for the place where Sweet is down here. Like this. You can't actually pick him up with the Hydra, obviously. So you just jump out of the Hydra and take the first vehicle I see. Thankfully it's a ZR, which is pretty fast. And then into the marker. So I also do a thing here. It's like a very, 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 very minor thing, but it's very important. This pole that's just here is like a bus stop or something, and it's destructible. If you don't knock it over, you can spawn, the car will like spawn inside of it, and then you can kind of get stuck in it and it'll slow you down. So it's a really minor thing here, but I make sure to, you can see I reverse and then turn right. I'm knocking this pole over because I don't want to get stuck in it. Do you see where I spawn? I'm like spawning right where the flipping pole was. And that's because you can actually, this is another one of those like north-south facing missions. So because I was facing more south when I hit the marker, the car is pointing south. If I was facing more north when I hit the marker, the car would have spawned facing north. And facing north is actually faster, but not so faster that I should have turned the car around, right? So I just kind of like slowly turn into the marker here. But because I'm facing south, I know I'm going to spawn inside that little pole. So yeah, you can see I turn around. So I knock over the pole and then drive into the marker. This is all like happening in an instant in my head when I see that the car is facing, you know, south. Right? There's all the little things I have to think about. Here I should have slowed down. That was really stupid. I get quite lucky though. But I should have slowed down over that ramp. It's fine to go full speed the other way, but going that way, the house like pokes out and you just crash into it. And here comes the fun part of the game. It's gang territories, which yes, I'm gonna explain like once, show a few times, and then I'm gonna skip through because it's just the same thing over and over again. But not in the missions, it isn't. The mission ones are a bit different. So here, as soon as I spawn, I'm looking for a pack of ballers to shoot. In this mission, there's a bunch of drug dealers you need to kill, but you also need to take back. So you need to kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drug dealers here. But you also need to take the hood back, or whatever, from a gang war. And it says, take back the hood from the ballers and clean out the dealers here. So what I want to do is I want to start the gang war as soon as possible, because the gang war is on a timer, right? Like I can only complete it so fast. And while I'm waiting for like waves to spawn, then I can kill the dealers. So as soon as I spawn, I like look around. I was going to look left and then right and then behind me, but I look left, instantly see ballers, so this is pretty lucky. And then this is when the minigun comes into play. You can see I picked it up 8 times because I have 4,000 minigun ammo. But yeah, now I'm just going to use the minigun to kill everybody for the rest of the run, pretty much. So I started the gang war as early as possible, and then I'm like running around to kill the drug dealers. All the while keeping an eye on like the mini-map or whatever. I don't really do a good job of it here. I should have turned around to kill these guys a bit earlier. Yeah, now this is the part where I don't remember whether I explained... I'm pretty sure I explained the spawning of enemy gang members in gang wars, right? in part 1 in Los Santos, but I guess I'll expand on it again. So the gang members, they prefer to spawn behind you when you're not looking, like outside of your cone of vision. So my cone of vision is like what, like this, right? That's what I can see. They always want to spawn outside of your cone of vision. If possible, they try that first. But if they can't, then they will spawn directly in front of you. And they try to spawn in 2 different packs in 2 different places. So they spawn in 2 different packs. That's terrible too. Oh my god, I'm making it worse. Two. And they... What other stuff? And the distance, they try to spawn, like, about this far away from you. I don't know, that's a pretty terrible circle. It should be more like this, I guess. So they try to spawn in a radius, like, outside of you, kind of like this. So they would want to spawn, like, in here from the player, which is, like, that. And there was a 4th thing I was about to say that I forgot. What's the 4th thing? So they spawn outside of your cone of vision. They spawn in 2 packs. They spawn within a radius. Oh, and they can only spawn in set areas on the road. I think it's like the AI nodes on the road that they spawn on. So they can only spawn on roads that scripted... Sorry, they can only spawn on roads that optimized AI drivers can drive on. So they can only spawn on, like, main roads, basically. Or anywhere that scripted cars can drive. They can't drive down, like, little alleyway. They can't spawn on little alleyways. That's it. These are the 4 conditions for spawning gang members in the game. So they always spawn... They try to spawn outside your cone of vision. They try to spawn in a pack of 2. They always spawn in this radius, and they always spawn, like, where cars can drive. Okay? So try to keep these 4 things in mind as I explain what I'm doing here. So, in Grove Street, they can only spawn inside Grove Street in, like, a circle, and down this road, and on this bridge, and on this bridge, and down this road, right? And on this road. But they can't spawn on this little road here. They can't spawn down there. So what I'm doing is I'm just standing... You can see I'm looking this way, right? And I'm just running towards the end of Grove Street, like this, and I'm looking this way. So what I'm doing here is they can't spawn here. They can't spawn here because I'm too close. And they can't spawn here or here because I'm too far away. They can't spawn on the bridge. I don't know. Have they ever spawned on the bridge? I think they can't spawn on the bridge because I'm too close. I'm not 100% certain. But anyway, they can't do any of that. So that only leaves them one place that they can spawn, and that's this road. So both packs will spawn on the road, like, right in front of me, like, right as I'm looking. Do you see? They just, like, appear out of nowhere. So I'm, like, manipulating their spawn with that. And, like, I'm just gonna stand here. I think I pick up this armor at some point. But this is the fastest way to kill them, because, yeah, okay, I run down to get the armor. Now they're going to spawn in Grove Street. So I look this way, but I'm trying to get them to, like, spawn where I know they will. Oh, no, they spawn this way. Spawning right in front of me and in a single pack like that is obviously the best case scenario and fastest, because I can just kill them instantly. That's the plan there. Oh, we spawned in that car, I forgot. So that's the plan for that gang territory, is to stand... You can either spawn them in the Grove Street circle, or you can spawn them on this road. But as long as you're ready for it, you can just kill them really quick. Then... What's the next part? Beat down or beat up. Okay, yeah, so here's the police bike from way earlier, by the way. This will become really important in a minute. But I'm going to take the police bike now. And I'm going to drive down to this marker. Keep in mind all that gang territory stuff. We're gonna use a lot of it in a minute. But this marker here is kind of weird. If I play a replay into it, which I think I do, my bike will fall over. I guess because it rolls or whatever, I'm not sure. But I did that. I still think it's faster, I'm not sure. But anyway, we head over to Glenpork, and it's time to start. Yeah, well, I've already started it, but it's time for even more gang territories. So this one's really awkward because the gang territories that happen on missions are really awkward, and the ones that you do outside of missions are way better, for reasons I'll explain in a bit. But anyway, this one is on a mission, is kind of a pain in the ass. So what I do is I get into this territory as quick as possible. Oh yeah, starting gang wars. That's the thing I didn't explain. Your position is all that matters for starting gang wars. So there could be like 3 gang members with satchels attached to them over here, and if I stand here, right, I'll start the gang war in this area. So only uses your position for starting gang wars, not where the enemies are. So my plan is to get inside this box as quick as possible and start a gang war. So I drive over to here, and then I start looking for gang members, and I just don't see any. But there's another thing I know about ballers, and that's that they spawn in Tahomas. This car here. Tahoma? I don't know how to say this car's name. But I can recognize the Tahomas, right? So even though I don't see any gang members on foot, I'm just going to start blowing up Tahomas. Oh, and I do see some on foot there. But yeah, I've started the gang war now. I just kill these guys anyway. But I've started the gang war because I killed like the 2 guys on foot and the however many guys in the Tahoma. And now I'm working on positioning myself to spawn the guys good. This is all happening very fast. I like to go in slow motion. But starting a gang war, you need to kill 2 or 3 homies. I don't understand the logic to it. It might be random. But for whatever reason, you have to kill 2 or 3 homies. Sometimes you can get away with 2. But anyway, I blow up this car, which kills at least 1, and then those 2 there, and they're the 3 that I need. Now, I'm on a timer. I don't know exactly how long it is. Maybe I can find out watching this video. But I have like 5, I would guess, seconds until the first wave will spawn. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to a good position to spawn them in. But unfortunately, Sweet is like nowhere to be seen, and I kind of need him. At least I think I do, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm driving here, and what I want to do is I want to stand on this bridge here. Oops. I want to stand on this bridge here. And that's because if I stand at this end and I look this way, they will always spawn here together on the bridge, which is obviously very fast because they can't go anywhere and they spawn in pack of 2. So that's what I'm trying to do. But unfortunately, I mess it up, and as I'm like, see, like I'm turning the camera now to like look south as I'm going north to try to set up the thing where they spawn down here. But I'm not fast enough, and they spawn over here, so I mess up a little bit here. So they spawned in 2 groups, and now I've got to kill the 2 groups. I also do a stupid thing here and kill these guys first. What I should have done is kill the ones on the left first, then these guys as I'm stood next to the bike, and I could have driven faster forwards, but never mind. I shoot them, turn around, shoot these guys. Right, and it's 52. Let's see when the next group spawns. So I'm getting on my bike. Sweet's nowhere to be seen again. Again, I'm like, yeah, you see, I'm standing here and looking backwards to make it so that the enemies will spawn in front of CJ but behind the camera. So again, I'm looking this way, and they can only spawn on paths, and they can only spawn inside like this radius or whatever. I'm not drawing it very well, but anyway, I'm making it so they're going to spawn in front of me inside 1 pack. Right, and that was O2, so it's 10 seconds I have. Okay. Anyway, shoot these guys. That's the second wave done. Get back on the bike. Here I drive forwards? No? Okay, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think I need Sweet. Yeah, that's it. I'm waiting for Sweet, but he's nowhere to be seen. Also cars spawning gang wars, but you don't need to kill them. I just generally ignore them. Unless they shoot me, which is annoying. But anyway, now I'm trying to... The hood's mine. I'm trying to drive over to here so that my bike is like closer to where the cutscene happens, but I don't get very far. But anyway, this cutscene starts. There's a bunch of guys I need to kill. So I just shoot the Infernus until it blows up. shoot the other guys. There's one more to shoot. You can slide here, but I kind of don't like doing it. I'd prefer to just kill them and then run now. And that's this mission. Job well done. We do a little handshake, and then I have to go run over to... So what I was trying to do is park my bike, like, on the other side of the road here. So any closer it'll despawn. But I can park it on the other side of the road, and it'll be right next to me. But now I've got to run all the way to my bike, and now it's time for actual gang wars. So in order to start the final mission of the game, you need to have 15 gang territories. I think it is. I think it's 15 gang territories. I don't know exactly how many, but I know the route of which gang territories I need to take, and that's all I need to know. So what I'm going to do is the next mission is in Grove Street, right? So rather than just drive to Grove Street and start the mission, what I'm going to do is on the way to Grove Street, I'm going to take over every gang territory. So I'm achieving two things. I'm moving towards Grove Street for the next mission, and I'm also taking gang territories, right? It's just faster to do it that way. Also, another thing I forgot to say, the gang members that spawn also depend on which gang territory you're stood in, not where they spawn. So if I was here, and gang members spawned over here, they would be Grove Street, right? So again, it's based on my position. So I just get into the purple area as quick as possible and then start looking around. So I'm looking for dudes. I don't think I see any. Oh, I get some here. And there's one in that Tahoma alert. That guy lives somehow, which is kind of weird. Oh wow, I take forever to kill him. Anyway, start the gang war. So there's the gang war. I've got 10 seconds to the next wave. So I'm going to try to drive to a spot to set up their spawning. So this is so complicated. This is going to be a long explanation. I'm going to take this slowly. So I'm taking this area, right, the gang war, and you need to stay within a radius around the center of the gang war, or the edge of the place. Or is it a timer? I'm not sure exactly how this works, but whatever the case is, you can leave the gang war area a little bit, but not too much. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a gang war in an area, immediately travel to the next one, and do the gang war for this area in the next one. For reasons that'll be apparent in a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive to here. Oh, that was kind of weird. What the fuck just happened? I'm going to drive over to here, and then I'm going to, like, set up my position. Yeah, that's better. Set up my position, right, so that I can spawn them in a certain way. So, again, I'm not going to do this every time, but, again, looking this way, they can only spawn within this circle. They can only spawn on roads, right, like this, and they can spawn in a pack of 2. Again, the only place that they can spawn is here, right? They can only spawn here because there's nowhere else for them to spawn given all of the conditions. So I'm looking this way, getting them to spawn. They can't spawn on the other side of the road because I'm too far from it, I think. But so then they spawn here. I know exactly where they're going to be. As soon as they spawn, I do a 180, shoot them. That was a very fast 180. Shoot them, right? And that's the first wave. And during this whole thing, I'm focusing on one thing and one thing alone, and that's this word. So this is the first wave, right? So I do the first wave, stand back in position next to the bike, or I drive forwards a little bit or whatever. Yeah, I stand, get back on the bike. Oh, I'm getting on the bike because it makes my field of view bigger because I'm using the far out camera on the bike, that's why. I stand on the bike, look backwards, again, and there's an enemy vehicle, it doesn't matter. Wait for the second wave to spawn. I don't know why I'm playing that in slow motion. Wait for the second wave to spawn. Instantly kill them. Like this, because they all spawn in one group. Yada, yada, yada. And this is the second wave. Very important distinction. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get onto my bike. I'm going to wait for the third wave to spawn. Right? I'm going to drive forwards a little bit, apparently. I'm going to wait for the third wave to spawn. Like, I don't want to miss it. Like, now. Okay, they've separated, but it doesn't matter at this point. So as soon as the third wave spawns, like this, I'm going to start Vigilante. Wow, nice pixelation. Which cancels the gang war. As you can see on now that it's unfucked itself. Which cancels the gang war. Sorry, here. There's no more gang war here. It's turned off. And then I'm going to cancel Vigilante instantly. So what I'm doing is by using Vigilante on the police bike, I can choose to quit a gang war whenever I want. So I quit the gang war on the second wave after the third wave had spawned. Now this does two things. Every time you win a wave, seconds, good. We'll roll with it. Every time you win a wave, a thing happens. So after I've killed the first wave, I'll gain 33% of the territory, right? Then on the second wave, I'll gain another 33% to go to 66%, right? And then on the third wave, I'll go to 100%. I don't know if they just give you the extra percentage or there's some like rounding that's happening or a point or whatever. I don't know. And if we look at this area here, right? It's 66% green and 33% purple. So the Grove Street owns 66% of this area, while the Ballers own 33%. And a lot of people don't even know about this whole percentage thing. They think people either own a territory or they don't, and someone else owns it. But yeah, you can actually share territories like this. Like there's a percentage control, right? Now, for the purposes of owning gang territories for the final mission, you only need to own a majority share, which in this case would be 66%, right? So I could, as long as I own 50.0000001% of a territory, right? It would count as my territory. It counts as a Grove Street territory for the final mission. So here, I've now owned this territory, right? So this is Grove, according to the game, even though I don't fully own it and Ballers could still spawn here. It's good enough for the game, and that's good because it means you don't need to do the third wave, right? So we're skipping 1 out of 3 waves of the gang territories, which obviously is pretty fast, right? But there's another benefit to this, and that's why I waited for the third wave to spawn, is that in order to start the next gang territory here, I need to kill 3 Ballers. And rather than run around and look for some fucking Ballers, right, what happens is that every wave, there's a spawn, right, of Ballers. Before you beat the wave, right? So I did the first wave, I did the second wave, and then when the third wave spawns, now there's a ton of Ballers right in front of me. I know exactly where they are. I don't even have to look because they were on the minimap a second ago, right? Then I start Vigilante, right, which cancels all the gang war, and then I cancel Vigilante, and now I'm like in Overworld again. Like I'm on mission 0. Not to start getting into technical stuff like that, but so you can see I can start other missions and whatnot because they're on the map, and more importantly, I can start new gang territories, right? So in my mind, what this does is that you have the start of a gang war, you have the first wave of the gang war, you have the second of the gang war, and you have the third of the gang war. And by using this tactic of chaining the gang wars using a submission, we use Vigilante, by the way, because it's on a bike, and bikes are fast, and AI is less accurate and stuff. That's why the police bike's really important. But by using a submission, I do the very first gang start war, right? And then I do the second wave and the first wave, second wave. That's hard to say. But then the third wave, I only like get them to spawn, but I don't actually do it. And then, right, so I don't actually do it. And then I don't start the next wave, really, because I don't have to look for the gang members. I do start it, but I don't have to search for them, right? I don't have to search for them. That's more like fetch, but whatever. And then I do the second wave, sorry, the first wave, the second wave, and then I wait for the third wave to spawn, but I don't actually do it. And then I don't look for them for the next one, right? So in my mind, this is the half gang territory skip. There's 3 waves, but in reality, there's like 4 tasks. There's start, do the first wave, do the second wave, third wave. But by doing this, you eliminate almost every single start and every single third wave. So this is the half gang territory skip, as I call it. Or, well, I think other people called it that first. But I like to think of it as this. So by using this technique, so go back into the video. If we look, as soon as I start and cancel Vigilante, right, these ballers are just chilling with AK-47s. They're just walking around. And then I just kill them, right? And then that starts the next war in the next area that I was already stood in when this was started, right? So I provoke another gang war. So now I'll play it all at full speed. I provoke a gang war. That guy got ran over, nice. Provoke a gang war. Drive to the next area, right? Sit in the next area in a position I know will spawn them. That was terrible, though. This is awful because I have to run around the building to find them, which is pretty bad. But sit in the next position on the next area. The next area looks like this. Sit in the next area in a position I know will spawn them very fast. Right, they spawn. This is the first wave. Right, so this is why this is important. Sorry, this is the second wave. Oh my god, I didn't even know. See, this is why I have to count. It's important for me to keep track, because if I accidentally start Vigilante on the start of the second wave, I'm only going to have 33% of the territory and not 66%. And that would fuck me up, right? So then I cancel Vigilante, right? And then these guys are just regular ballers again. And then I kill them and I provoke the next gang war, right? And then you just do this in repeat over and over and over again. So drive to the next area, look the correct way, which I'm terrible at doing. Sorry, standing in the wrong place is the problem, not the looking. But anyway. So do the first wave, like that. It says to get into the war zone. This means I'm too far away from the battle square. So I'm like worried about it, so I turn around here. Because if I break the chain at any point, I'd have to start the chain again. Anyway, this is the second wave. Yeah, kill these guys. Right. The second wave. And then drive to the next area, which I know is here. Wait for them to spawn. As soon as they spawn, start, cancel, Vigilante, kill them. Starts the next war in the next area. Right, and yeah, you should hopefully get it by now. So by using this, I skip, like, half of the gang territory steps, essentially. I don't have to start the war. Well, I have to start it, but I don't have to search for them, and then I don't have to do the third wave. So then I'm just going to finish this gang war here. Where am I going? Oh, there we go. I get them to spawn in front of me like this. Kill the second wave. Now here, instead of starting, I'm going to leave my police bike here, right? This is important for the next part. But instead of starting Vigilante, what I'm going to do is just start the mission, right? I'm just going to start the mission, and that cancels the gang war. And that essentially does the same thing of cancelling it on the second wave. I didn't have to wait for the third wave, because I had no second war to start. But that was the first bunch of gang territories. So all the way back from Glen Pork, I did gang territories all the way to here, right? Now, I parked my bike over here to make sure that Sweet doesn't get on it, okay? So, Sweet doesn't get on the bike, which means he stays at Grove Street, which is good because you only need Sweet to be in Grove Street to be able to end the mission. The rest of this mission you don't need him for anything else. But anyway, here I need to take over 2 gang territories while I'm on a mission. Now, unfortunately, as I said earlier, doing gang territories in free roam is way better. Oh, here I'm positioning myself down the motorway to spawn it here, like this. But yeah, doing gang territories outside of missions is way better because I can use Vigilante. But because I'm on a mission here, I can't actually start Vigilante. So I have to just do the free waves normally and then search for some more ballers. So it's like way slower. Sorry, my throat was going then. So yeah, I'm just running in circles, waiting for these. Oh wow, that's pretty far back. Running in circles, waiting for these guys to spawn like that. Hood is mine. And then I want to get out of the green area as quick as possible and get into the purple area to make ballers spawn. I look around, I find some, start the war, and then, yeah, here is when there's a somewhat fancy thing. So, I need to go back to Grove Street at the end of this mission, right? And when you leave the gang territory, that, like, if you go too far, like, a timer starts, and it tells you to get back into the hood. But you could still complete the gang war while you're doing it. So I'm going to, like, drive out of the gang war here, do the second wave. And as soon as I've done the second wave, I'm just going to drive full speed back to Grove Street. Right, like this. And then it's going to tell me, hey, get back in the war zone, right? But it doesn't matter because I can complete the third wave quick enough before it fails the gang territory for being too far away. Like that. So I sort of get back to Grove Street a little bit more. But yeah, anyway, so because I can't do Vigilante. I can't start Vigilante because I'm on a mission. So I have to do all 3 waves and then the searching at the start. So the gang territories in missions are a pain in the butt. Right, and then here's the marker. Sweet needs to be close enough to Grove Street in order for the end of the mission to trigger. And he is, because he's still in Grove Street because I left him there. It's better than taking him with me, because 1, I can go faster because I don't have a slow AI with me. 2, I can go faster on the bike because I can lean on it. And 3, Sweet often gets himself killed during gang territories, because there's, like, enemy AI cars driving around everywhere and they can run him over. Or, sorry, random AI cars. Now, here's another thing. Oops, you'll see I slow down before I hit this marker. This isn't a marker that you need to stop in. But for some reason, if you just yeet full speed into this marker, it will despawn your vehicle. So I'd like drive very slowly into the marker to make sure my vehicle doesn't get despawned. And it just parks it over here like this instead. Yeah, so there's that. Next up is a whole bunch of gang territories. So I took over a few just then before I started that mission. And I took over a few in the mission. But now I'm going to take over the rest of them that I need for to finish the game. So now I'm driving a specific way. I'm going to drive through... Oops, I'm using the thing. I'm going to drive through this gang territory here. Again, because the gang members that spawn depend on where I'm stood. So I'm going to drive through here instead of drive through Grove Street territory to try to get enemy gang members to spawn. Falling off my bike there is kind of stupid. And now there's a little bit of fancy footwork to do certain gang territories here. So I want to do, I want to do this territory here, right? But obviously I'm not even in it. But if you drive right up to this fence, this territory here actually like ends like here, and now this territory starts like here, right? So by standing in the corner over here, also, yeah, again, I'm going to kill Vargos, I think they're called, gang members here, right? I'm killing Vargos, but it's going to start a purple gang war, provided I actually manage it. Yeah. Again, it depends where you're stood. It doesn't matter who you're killing or what you're killing. No. Where you're killing or... No. Doesn't matter where the people you killed are or what gang they are. All that matters is where you're stood. So I started a ballers gang war by shooting Vargos in like their own territory, right? But this here just lets me get into the next area quicker, because I'm like sort of already in it, so I don't have to do a whole bunch of frantic driving around. But yeah, now I'm on the second wave, so I'm going to drive around to this territory. And I'm already thinking about the territory after this and how close to that I need to get to, right? So, start, cancel, vigilante, kill these guys, start the next gang war. And I'm trying to drive to the next gang territory. I have to stay ahead of the system, or I'm going to fall behind and not be able to chain them together, right? Now, here's another fancy footwork thing, standing in a specific place. Let's see. This territory and this territory, they end like here, right? They're like this box, like this. If I stand like here, I'm actually in this territory. So again, I'm going to drive into the corner here, get guys to spawn, get off, kill them. Oh, some cops chase me here. Yeah, the wanted stars are kind of locked during gang territories, so I don't worry. Having 1 star is kind of annoying, but not too bad. But again, second wave, kill these guys. Right. And then wait, and then they spawn, and then I'll start, cancel vigilante, get off the bike, shoot these guys, and you can see I started this gang territory instead of this one, right? And then I'm going to drive to the next one over here. You can see where this is going, right? And I just chain this for like 20 minutes. I don't know. But I'm just like chaining these gang territories all the way back to the mansion where the next mission will be. Here is a somewhat different kind of territory though. This territory here, this territory is actually really long. It's like one of the longest ones in the game, I think. So I need to like be really fast in driving down this so that I can get to like the area. Like I can get into this area, the really long one, but it's the one next to it that I'm worried about getting to, right? You have to really plan ahead. So there's the second wave. Now I'm just going to absolutely book it down this territory. Right, I'm still in this territory. And this one's also annoying because there's like this road here and there's like a road here that they can spawn on. So it makes like spawning them quite awkward. Oh yeah, I actually mess up here and cancel Vigilante too early, didn't I? But I just get lucky with the cars that spawn and restart the gang war. Anyway, so here's where this really long one ends, see? And now I'm like worried about the next one, so I drive into it. And then, yeah, just keep doing that. Somewhat of an annoying one here because of this road that goes down. It's really steep, so even if they spawn here, like I won't actually be able to see them if I'm stood at the top because it's so steep. So I have to be careful to not spawn them down there. So when I'm looking, you see I'm like, well, I'm killing cops right now, but I'm like looking like enough to the, like to the right so that they don't spawn down there as well. And then keep going. And if I remember right, I think I get fucked about here by some guys. I think I don't cancel the wave or whatever. Yeah, it's like I cancel the wave, but then what happens? Like I don't kill enough or something? No, they will die. I don't remember. Something bad happens here, but I don't remember what it is. Maybe I've already recovered from it at this point. I don't remember. Anyway, I guess nothing bad happens. It's fine. My bike is all the way... Oh, that was it. My bike slides down the hill. That's it. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so I park the bike here. A cop car knocks it over, right, because of the 2 stars I have. And then I'm like waiting for more guys to spawn. And then I look back and my bike is just sliding down the hill. Which is a problem because, yeah, I need the bike to cancel the next wave. So I have to run all the way down here to get the bike. And now I'm worried about them spawning. So you can see I'm looking this way. CJ just refuses to get on the bike. And then I get into the area. And I'm like trying to... The problem is these enemies spawn with AK-47s. And they can like kill me quite easily or destroy the bike. So the third wave enemies I'm really scared of, and I don't want to like fuck with them. I want to just keep my distance, use the minigun. But yeah, I'm getting messed about a lot here. But I do manage to spawn them up the hill, thankfully, which is the important thing. And then this territory, what I want to do is I want to stay on the motorway here. And what they do is they all spawn in one group here and run to the left for whatever reason. And I can just kill them all like that. And then that's all of gang territories. I skipped through a lot of it. Because it is a whole bunch of the same stuff over and over again, and it's really boring to do. It's like, it's the worst kind of thing, because it's the kind of thing where I need to focus on it, and I need to stay in front of the gang wars. I need to remember what wave I'm on, and I need to not die to guys with AK-47s. But it's also really repetitive and really easy if you do it right, so I get really bored, but because it actually takes concentration, I can't read chat or anything either. So I really hate doing gang territories because I'm just sat there on my own, not able to read chat. If I dare read chat, I'm going to miss a wave count and I'm going to end Vigilante on the 3rd wave or something and mess myself up. So yeah, hate gang territories. Any percent no AJS is better just because you skip gang territories. But anyway, gang territories are over, thankfully, in this video. Next up is Cutthroat Business. So in this mission, you drive, well, you can drive anything, but the BF is the mission, the vehicle they give you. Annoyingly, I still have 2 wanted stars, which is a bit sketchy, yeah, because these cops are trying to hit me or whatever. I just managed to get down that hill without like flipping and stuff. But what I'm doing is I'm driving Mad Dog to like the whatever Oglok is doing, the music video recording, something. But there is a very fancy trick here. So in ye olden days, we would take this route as well, like the route I just took. But then we would drop down onto this train track. We would drive down this hill, drop onto the train track, and then drive around to it. But thanks to some fancy hitbox visualization research, it's actually possible to just, for whatever reason, Mad Dog will drown if he goes into the water. I don't know why, he doesn't just swim or whatever, but he dies if he goes in the water, so you fail. And the guys are here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drive straight towards them, sort of, like this, and just trigger the next cutscene before Mad Dog drowns. And the way this works is that there's a big cylinder, like this. There's a big cylinder hitbox that's like infinitely tall. It'll have a 2D radius trigger around like the meetup or whatever. But then there's also like a box that goes around it, and you also need to be inside this box at the same time. My drawing is really bad. And it's also not the right viewpoint of the perspective or whatever. But the point is, these 2 hitboxes, they both poke out the most, right? Like if I was to go here, I would be in the circle but not in the square. They both poke out the most here on this, like, I use this transition between sand and rock as my reference point. For whatever reason, both the hitboxes are at their best here, okay? I can't draw it, but there's like visualizations of it somewhere. So what I'm aiming for, if you can see my car, I'm aiming right for this. And I think it's more like here, actually, where it is. I don't know. Anyway, you get the point. I'm going to hit the 2 different hitboxes at the same time. They're like right here. And if I just yeet straight towards it, I could just about make it and start the next mission. This used to be... We knew about this trick even in ye olde days, but we didn't know exactly how, and it seemed really inconsistent. And we would always drive straight towards the thing, right? We would go like... We would drive like along here and go straight towards it. But now we know exactly how the hitboxes work. It's like way more consistent to drive, yeah, to the side and just barely scrape the marker here like that. Again, Mad Dog's going to drown if you stay in the water too long, so it's important to trigger that instantly. Right, now, this next thing. You get out of the hovercraft and you take the news van. Both these vehicles are terrible, but the news van is less terrible. The problem is, though, that the mission expects you to take a hovercraft. And again, if we remember the first part of the series, there's like radiuses around Oglok that make him go faster or slower if you're in them or whatever. So I want to be as close to Oglok as possible to make him go faster, but I also don't want to... Well, I think the actual important thing here is I don't want to fail the mission. So if you get too far away from Oglok, maybe like outside this circle or something, you'll fail the mission. So I have to drive a really specific route, like along the coast in the news van, to make sure that I don't get too far away from Oglok and I don't fail the mission. But I actually don't think it matters how fast Oglok goes. You just need to hit a trigger at the end of this sequence to trigger the next part. But I guess if you got there too quick and Oglok's too far away, you'd fail. But anyway, I have to drive along the coast to make sure I don't get too far away from Oglok. I think driving to the right of these huts is a little excessive, but I'm doing it, whatever. And yeah, I'm just gonna stay near to Oglok. Mad Dog gets totally lost and is totally gone, but you don't care about him. But yeah, the news van is like way easier to control and faster than the hovercraft. So I'm doing this like way quicker than if I took the hovercraft here. But yeah, basically there's like a trigger up here that you just need to hit to activate the next part of the mission. Like now, there it is. Now for this part, this is just a normal chase with him, and you need Oglok to get to the end to trigger the next part. So what you do is you just stay as close to Oglok as possible to make him go as fast as possible, and just get to the end, yeah, as quick as possible. Oh, nice job, idiot. Hit that lamppost and sent me flying. They go up the stairs here, then go down a little path that goes downwards, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'd stay to the sand here, so I can go faster, and I push Oglok forwards more. One thing to note about this whole radiuses thing, where you like get closer and he goes faster, because it's radiuses, if I'm like way in front of him, he'll go slower, right? So you actually need to sit like behind him ideally, or like right next to him in front of him. Like I know where he's gonna go and I could just drive straight to the end, but the game doesn't check if you're in front of him, it just checks whether you're like around him, right? And it just assumes that you're behind him. So while I could overtake him in lots of opportunities here, I don't do it, and I just try to sit right behind him. Yeah, like here I could overtake him, see? But I let him like go past. And there's like one part where he takes like a really weird route around a building and you can like skip it, and it'd be really easy to get past him, but yeah. The goal is to get Oglok to the end. It doesn't matter about you, so just trying to stay as close to him as possible. Yeah, it's like here, like I can get in front of him here. Yeah, there's loads of places. The point is you don't want to, you get it. So just chasing him, not too much interesting happens. He like speeds up. You can see as I get closer, he suddenly like rockets off into the distance. And then starts going at normal speed again, and then I'll get closer and he'll rocket off into the distance again. It's just a whole bunch of this, just trying to make him rocket forwards as much as possible. And then once we get to like here, it's kind of impossible to follow him. So I just drive up here for a laugh and just like go over here just so I can get to the end before him or whatever and sort of get closer to him here. And then that's that mission. I get a good spawn here, get a police bike, which is good. And then the next mission's in the mansion. I try to drive up the hill with the police bike, but I mess it up. Yeah, I get bounced around too much. I should have just jumped off the bike, really, as I still had forwards momentum. But anyway, running up the hill, starting the next mission. The next mission's Riot. This mission's really simple, but there's a few things to note. So I turn left here instead of turn right, because it's faster, but you have to squeeze down this shit. Unfortunately, I get flipped over. I would have been nice if I hadn't have done that. But the plan is to not get flipped over and drive along here, and then like scrape along this and get like yeeted down this way. That's the fastest way to go down, but yeah, because I flipped over there, I don't have enough speed and can't do it, so I just have to drive down the road normally in a really boring way, and then hit the double lamppost, very important. And now, this is when the city starts rioting, so from now on, there's just a chance that I just get instantly blown up by like a vehicle that gets parked next to me. So it's really terrifying. Like driving past that police bike, it could have blown up as I got next to it and I would just die, right? And this is until the end of the game now. Now I could just die at any point and there's nothing I could do about it, right? So, gotta watch out for that. Right, time for the second to last mission. This is Los Desperados. So, I need to change how I'm seating. In this mission, what you're supposed to do at the start is you're supposed to take Caesar and 2 Grove Street guys, and they're very happy about it. You take Caesar and 2 Grove Street guys to a marker near the train station. and then you can continue the mission. Recruiting guys is slow, obviously, but what's even slower is that during Riot, the recruited guys can sometimes just yeet out of the car randomly. So here's a car, and here's a guy yeeting out of it. Terrible. And here's me being angry about it when I'm driving the car. Yeah, for whatever reason, gang members can just like get scared and run away, and they just stop acting like gang members and they just run away. What people think is that it's because the police helicopters spawn and they track their searchlight onto them, which scares them, and then they run away. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but anyway, the point is, driving the 2 gang members to the place is like a massive pain in the dick, because they can just, at any point halfway there, jump out, and then there's like, you need to go to the nearest Grove Street territory and recruit some more and drive there again. It's really annoying. But thankfully, I'm not sure who, but someone recently for me anyway, found this strat that's pretty interesting. You get into a car, and you leave Caesar behind, right? And then you wait until Caesar says, like, hey, I'm too far away, wait for me, and you get, like, the blue square on the map. Yeah, there. Then after that, you recruit 3 homies. Not 2, you recruit 3 homies. So here I'm, like, looking for homies. There's some. And I, like, recruit 3 of them or whatever. Once you've recruited 3, the marker appears for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening in the mission script that causes this. Maybe, I don't know why a runner would be watching this, but maybe someone is and can explain it. But now, you can leave the homies behind, and the marker stays here. And it's like an absolute lifesaver. So not only do you not need homies, you don't even need Caesar anymore. So you could just ignore all of them and just drive straight to the marker at the end, which is flipping fantastic. Yeah, I have no idea why this works. It must have something to do with the fact that you're recruiting 3 homies instead of 2. Because it doesn't work with 2, you have to recruit 3. I don't know why, but it's a fantastic strat, like a glitch or whatever, that makes this part of the game so much less shit as it used to be. Because it used to just be a dice roll whether the guys were going to jump out or not, and you had to get more, and it was really slow. But yeah, now it's been removed, and it's even faster. It's fantastic. Anyway, next part of the mission. In this part, there's a bunch of buildings, and there's a bunch of guys that spawn. At the start, there's just all these guys here, but there's one guy that's more important than the rest. Oops. This guy here, what he does is he runs around and alerts all the enemies to your presence and, like, spawns them and stuff. It's really important to kill him early, because then you can, like, control when the guys spawn, which is like way better. So I make sure I kill him first, and then I kill these guys with a minigun or whatever. Don't know why I'm playing slow motion. And then if we look at the minimap, a bunch of guys start popping up over here, right? So then I'll kill these guys, right? And then the next part I'll be able to show exactly how they spawn. So then as soon as these guys are dead, the next enemies will spawn. And what happens is there's always there's always 3 houses, and 2 enemies come out of each house, one after the other. Like this. Do you see? So as soon as this guy's dead, the enemies start to spawn over here, right? And there's like 2 guys wander out of their houses, one after the other. Like that. And then onto the next area. Yeah, so killing the guy is important, because then these guys will just spawn whenever you've killed the ones before them. Which means you can kill them when they're still walking out their houses. If you don't do this, everybody, like, just wanders around and, like, gets ready for your presence and stuff. And then you have to go on this big hunt trying to find every single last person in this maze of houses. So, yeah, the way they spawn is important to take into consideration. They spawn like that. This is the best one, because if we watch here, you can see this door will just magically disappear. Wait for it. There, look, that door just magically disappears, and then enemies start spawning out of it. Yeah, it just makes this mission way easier to make sure you get that. So I do it pretty well here. I I know exactly where they're going to be and where I have to go, so just sprint around, stuff like that. And then into this marker. Now, this marker, it's important to have a quick reaction here, because as soon as you spawn, there's 4 guys, right, 1, 2, there's 4 guys stood next to this car, and if you're quick enough, you could blow up the car and it'll kill all 4 of them. So as soon as I spawn, I try to blow up the car, yeah, I get all of them, which saves a bit of time.
Oh, hey, thanks.
And then I shoot these guys that spawn over here. Now, there's 4 guys in here that spawn. The first 3 are just, they don't have any AI for some reason, just stand there. This 4th guy is invincible until he's killed Hazer. So I just sit here and aim at his head. As soon as I see him shoot, I kill him. But you can't kill him any earlier. Even if you did with like a parachute or a knife smoke grenade kill or whatever, you would just soft lock. So don't do that. But anyway, once that guy's dead, it starts the next sequence. You've got 2 guys on either side, 2 guys that climb over the fence as a really loud vehicle goes past outside. There is a strat here where I've never pulled this off, but it's really cool. There's a friend stood behind you with a rocket launcher, and he can shoot a rocket like from here this way, or is it more like this way, I guess. He'll shoot a rocket like this way, and he hardly ever hits anything. But what you could do is if I shoot the rocket, I can redirect it into this wall here, which will kill the 2 guys on the other side and save a bit of time. I think if we look slowly, can I point? There goes the rocket. See, here it comes. Let's see. And you can see me. I even try to go for it, sort of, but I don't hit it. But it doesn't matter because I've killed these by this point. But what you could do is kill the ones on the right and then hit that rocket and kill these 2. But I don't think I think I've pulled it off accidentally before, but never like properly. Yeah. Anyway, things are happening way too fast here. There's so many enemies, but I just know exactly where all of them are. So yeah, we kill these guys. Start the ones on the left for whatever reason, just personal preference. Kill these guys, and then 2 more spawn from like Caesar's house way back here. So kill them. Now, important to note here is that there's a blade here, and I want to use it after the mission, and I don't want to blow it up. So I have to be careful to not shoot that blade. I think it's there anyway. Or it might be here, actually. I think it's here. But anyway, I need to not shoot it, wherever it is. So I've got to be careful with that. Then I run back around here and kill the 2 guys that kill this guy. And then we wait for the next cutscene. And then as soon as I spawn, there's a whole bunch of enemies. So I'm going to shoot, I don't know, this guy with the rocket launcher first. And then go just from right to left across. So shoot the guy with the rocket launcher because he can sometimes hit you. This guy hides behind the lamppost. I'm walking to the right because I can get a better aim on these guys. But you can see, it's so hard to explain it this fast. But I'm walking to the right because by walking to the right, I'm like walking along with these 2. And I can make it so that they stand, you see how they stand in front of these guys. So I can like just kill both at the same time like this. And then there's the blade we can see here. Look. So I was right, it was there. I need to not, and I need to kill those guys now because they walk from left to right. And if I get into a gunfight with them, we might end up shooting this, right? So kill them as quick as possible, and that's the end of Los Desperados. Hooray! Then we get cutscenes, whatever. Right. So now it's time for the final mission. So take the blade. You have to get in the passenger side because you can't fit in the driver's side. And going to drive back to Grove Street, start the next mission. But on the way, I'm going to answer 2 phone calls. So this first phone call, I'm going to answer halfway there. So like this. And this will put end of the line on the minimap. But I can't actually start end of the line yet. Because if I try to start it now, it will tell me that I haven't taken over enough gang territories. But that's a lie. The reason I can't start the final mission is because I haven't answered the second phone call for this mission, which actually makes it available. And in that second phone call, you only get if you've taken enough gang territories. So you can see I'm going to walk over to here, answer the phone call. and then start this mission like this. So if you've ever walked in this marker and it tells you, nice replay, if you've ever walked into that marker and it tells you that you don't have enough gang territories, but you know that you have, you need to answer one more phone call. Right, end of the line. So, hey, my blade was still there, which is kind of funny. So this mission, you take a different route that you've never taken out of Los Santos before, or Grove Street. You drive around like this, which is kind of weird. Small thing to know. All the other missions that start in Grove Street, you use similar driving routes. This is the only one where you do that like left and then right to go along this bridge. Anyway, just avoiding all the cars and stuff. And then into the marker. Then you're going to get given a push bike. I use the push bike to go around. It's a BMX, I think. Oh, that guy, I hit him. That's really sucks. That was a lot of time lost then because of that. Falling off the bike and stuff like that. Anyway, going around here, I try to go to the left of these enemies, like this, so that I can just get in the left side door of the SWAT tank, like that. These guys shoot me a bit, but I'm not too worried about my health, because I have plenty when I start the mission. And yeah, you need the SWAT tank to knock over this wall to trigger the next part of the mission. I think you can get through that wall in like glitchy ways, but then you can't progress anyways, there's no point. Right. And then it's time for end of the line proper. So for this, I'm basically just going to slide with the minigun a whole lot. So like I explained in the last part, you can't actually slide directly with the minigun. You have to like crouch with a different weapon first and then switch to this and then crouch again. So it's kind of annoying to slide with the minigun, but I'm just so used to it now that I just do it. Oh, that was a hiccup. Sorry, that was probably loud. Anyway, don't actually need to kill these guys. They're optional. But what isn't optional is this armor. So in every section that looks like this, there's always armor, like in this area. And I pretty much always pick it up. But now it's time for the first room. So in this room, you've got this door, and you've got this ominously different lighting colored section of wall here. I don't remember the exact number, but you need to kill all but 3 enemies on the ground. So there's one guy here, like one guy here, here. There's a guy running like this way. I think there's a guy here. Once you killed all but 3, so there's only 3 of them left alive, a SWAT tank will drive through the wall, right? Sorry, once you've killed all but 1 of them, a SWAT tank will drive through the wall, and then you need to kill 2 more people, and then this door will open, and then you can leave and move on to the next part. I think that's right. You just shoot people. It's pretty much the long and short of it. So I just stand here and shoot as many people as I can. I won't catch the guy on the right, unfortunately. But yeah, just shoot as many people as I can. You can see I haven't shot enough. The ones on the rafters or balconies or whatever, they don't matter, so I just ignore them. Yeah, so there's 2 guys left. I kill him. There's only 1 guy left alive. The SWAT tank spawns. I instantly blow up the SWAT tank, which gives me 2 more kills, and now I can leave. So just leave like this. This opens. There's 1 guy alive on the left, but it doesn't matter, as I said. Slide through here, shoot these guys. Now here I do a really safe strat that I wish I hadn't have done. In these sections here on every floor, I think on every floor, there's health. So I slide into here, sort of, very badly, and I kill these guys, take the health pickup, and then move on to the next area. Because I was worried about how little health I had because I got shot by the police officer a lot, I guess. But I'm pretty sure it was unnecessary. We'll see if I lose this health at all. But anyway, next bit of armor. Here comes the next room. So in this room, there's like a guy. Just shoot him. But in this bit, you don't need to kill anyone. You could just leave. But the problem is, a lot of them have M4s, and you need to get to these doors here. So I need to go all the way up here and go around a whole balcony all the way around the edge of the room to there. And while I'm doing that, because I'm sliding, I can only travel in the direction I'm pointing. I can't actually shoot these guys down here while I'm traveling along the balcony, because I have to, like, look this way, right? So, in the brief window of time that I'm sliding through the room, I'm going to try to kill as many enemies down here as possible so I have the most amount of health. So I just shoot this guy, and then I shoot that explosive barrel, and then just shoot that guy, kill this one because he has an M4 and he kills me a lot. So I make sure to kill him. And then up here is this guy with another M4, kill him. There's this guy, and now I'm just sliding, and you can hear people shooting me, right? And I tried to take like racing lines around here or whatever, because I don't want to stand close to the edge to die. But anyway, go through here. I blow up these barrels here, because I swear one time some enemies shot these barrels and it killed me. Even though enemies shouldn't be able to kill barrels, it happened. So I make sure to shoot these now before I continue. And then that's that room. A lot is happening really quickly, but it's really important I kill a lot of dudes there or I'm going to die. Anyway, still full health, so the health was still pointless. Kill this guy, take his armor. Oh, really tiny side note. The enemies that spawn in these areas to guard the armor, they do a different thing every time. And this guy is crouching. Before this, there's a guy that stands up and then crouches. And the first guy just stands there. I don't know why they went into that much detail, but they did. So yeah, this guy crouches, so I knew to shoot at his head. Now here comes like the palace-y bit. So shoot these guys badly, whatever. Really, it's more important to just get through here quickly than kill everyone. But there is one thing I want to do. Here, if I go forward some frames, there's a man here doing a... Why do I always draw them with stupid little legs? There's a man here with this gun, and there's a man here with this gun. They do the same canned animation. They like stand there, they wiggle their arms about, they look around the corner, they look back, and then they come out, and then they shoot. A thing that I can't believe I haven't talked about until now is that when characters are doing certain animations, they're unkillable. Like their hitboxes aren't there or whatever, or not connected, or they're just invincible. So while these guys are doing this animation, they're totally invincible. Another example of this is when you're getting in and out of a car, you're invincible as well. And I think that applies to AIs. How have I not talked about this yet? Yeah, so there's a bunch of animations people can do that make them invincible or whatever. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it happens. Probably for some game restriction reason, like you'd break the animation system or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point is these two guys are invincible while they're doing this animation, but they both have shotguns. And if I get hit with a shotgun while I'm sliding, it will like... I'll still like do an animation where CJ goes, ugh, right, as he takes damage from the shotgun and he stops moving, and then I'll keep sliding again. But not only is that slower, but it's also risky because I'm stood still and people can shoot me, and they must have shotguns to shoot me with, right? So these two guys are my highest priority, but they're invincible right now. So I'm killing everyone else, right? Here they come to lean their heads out. Or have they already done that? Oh no, here they come out, right? But right now, oh no, during that they're not invincible, I guess. But I kill this guy as he leans out, kill this guy, and then go around. So it's important to kill those two guys with shotguns before they kill me. I like how I explained the whole animation thing here of all places, and it wasn't actually correct for this animation. I don't know. They are shootable during this come out of cover animation. I don't know why. Anyway, whatever. Right, big folk spike. Yeah, big folk spike. Don't blink or you'll miss it. So I aim at his shoulder and then he dies. That's the end of the story. There's a bunch of like Smoke's hitbox is really intricate. If I shoot him in their head, which is the obvious thing to do, but if I shoot him in their head, he'll wiggle backwards. So I'll probably miss a whole bunch more if I do that. So the actual best places to shoot him, his chest is very well protected, but his shoulders, his arms, and his knees aren't protected. So those are the parts I try to shoot. So I shoot specifically at his shoulder here, and he does the animation. I don't know if you can tell, but he does like a little ow, 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 ow animation, but it's like repeatable or whatever. if I shoot him in the head, yeah, he'll like jump backwards, and then it's really hard to keep shooting him. So I shoot like, oh yeah, there's even like text, yeah, that's text on the screen explaining what I'm saying. But yeah, I shoot him in either shoulders or the legs or whatever to end this fight quickly. Good. Alright, then escaping the place. So again, I'm using like a different weapon to slide with a minigun. And now we just do what I just did in reverse, kind of. So through here, there's another guy with a shotgun there. Kill him. He's doing the same animation. Slide out. Let's make this a bit brighter, shall I? So we can actually see what's happening. This is the last part anyway, so it doesn't matter if I mess up the brightness too much. Let's do like that, and then like this. Ooh, not like that. That doesn't make anything better, does it? Whatever, we can. I can see better there. Right. So again, going on the way out, there's armor in these areas. Here I can. It's this room again where I need to like slide all around. Oops. I need to slide all around the edges in order to leave. But there's guys with M4s in here. So there's one guy here. There's one guy here. There's one guy here. And there's like one guy here. And maybe there's one more here. I don't remember. I just muscle memory it. But we'll see who I shoot. So I kill that one. Kill that one. Oh, there's one in the middle. That's it. Kill him. Yeah. Kill the one there. And there's one more up there. And then that's all the enemies in that room. That have guns anyway. So now I'm sliding with the AK-47. Because it's faster to set up the slide with the AK than it is the minigun. And there's a whole bunch of fire that I need to jump through. Because sliding into fire will cancel the animation. So you have to like jump through it. You can't just keep sliding. But I'm sliding here. Wow, I took a terrible route. Jump through this. Back to the minigun because I need to shoot people again. I had full armor, so I didn't need that. Did I? Oh yeah, I forgot about the health. I never needed the health, right? Whatever. Anyway. Wow, I need to go back and check. Did I need that health? No, I did not need that health. That was a total waste of time. Alright, cool. So I could have saved like an extra 30 seconds or something if I didn't take that health earlier. Right, anyway. Sliding out of here. This next part. Go through here. Yeah, didn't need armor. This next part, ignore the guys in this room. Just go down. Kill these guys that are hiding in the same spot as before. In this room, there's like loads of enemies everywhere. But I just kind of shoot whoever I see and just keep going. Head straight for the door. Don't need any more armor, so don't take it. Kill these guys, and we're done. And I'm out. Hooray. And then down here, yep, to leave. And all of these guys here, I don't bother shooting. I don't bother sliding. I just jump out until the end. I guess if I switch to the AK before I go into that marker, I could slide out. But there's so much fire, I'll probably get the animation cancelled or whatever. Alright, that's that. That's end of the line. Almost, well, end of the line part 1 and 2. Time for part 3. This is where you follow the fire truck. So, again, with the whole radiuses thing, it's better to be as close as possible to the fire truck so that it goes faster. Although it doesn't seem to be that great on the fire truck. Because I do often hit, like, the back of it. I just ram the rear of it. There's not too much to say here. This bit is, like, the scariest... Oh, I should probably undo the brightness, right? This bit is, like, the scariest part of the whole mission. Is driving along this here. Because if you flip this car over, the mission fails. And this here, there's, like... so we're like this, right? And there's this hill that's like this, and then goes down. And then there's this hill, which is like brutally high angle like this. And there's like a little bump here that goes like this, right? There's so much right here that's trying to flip you over and kill you, that you have to be really careful to stay on the actual road, right? And then you got like bumps here and stuff like this. Like, what is this? Sorry, what is this here? Like, this is awful, right? But avoid all that. Don't get stuck in the trailer park. Don't lose the fire truck. Don't flip your thing. And then it's pretty much over from this point. There's one last thing to do before I'm very confident that I've finished the run. Oh, okay, I have to stick the fire truck, but it's pretty easy. But the next part is really catching sweet. So yeah, driving. There's like a lot of little details here. Just following it. Again, I'm like bashing into the back of it because it's so slow. There's a little bit here where there's like... Okay, I'll just do it from here, I guess. There's a little bit here where there's like a bunch of guys on this bridge, and it's kind of awkward getting around them. But I just know where they're going to be and be careful. This guy gets run over and ends up on top of the fire truck and falls off. So I drive around like this to make sure that I don't hit him, because running him over will slow me down a lot because he's invincible. So I drive around him. Here a train comes. This is the train that they use in 100% runs to do Brown Thunder, or whatever it's called. Because it's like a single car train, it's really fast. Fun fact. Yeah, and then just following the fire truck here. Brown Streak, okay, something like that. Keep driving along here, that fire truck gets hit. And then this bit here, now's the next scary part. The second most scary part. This is when this guy starts coming out, and he's gonna... If you actually watch... Yeah, here's a little tiny fun detail. Watch the police officer climb out of the fire truck here. So he climbs out, and when he spawns, do you see that? It's like really hard to see it. But he like... I need to not go forwards too fast. But the police officer isn't actually in the truck at this point, I don't think. And what it does... the mission script or whatever, in order to get the police officer to climb the fire truck, it has to like spawn him in or whatever. So I keep saying or whatever a lot, and everyone in the comments keeps pointing it out, and it makes me feel bad about it. I'm probably doing this too early. I really want to see it, because I've talked about it loads of times, so I never really demonstrate it. Come on, where's the frame? Where's the frame? Give me the frame. I never talked about the frame rate of the game, did I? But that's not too important. But you can hear me pressing E multiple times before we get the next visual frame. That's not VLC being bad, that's just the game being bad. There it is, here. So this one frame, this police officer spawns up here, and the door opens, and then he starts doing the animation. And he'll climb out, and then in the middle of the animation... he'll just like blink randomly as well. Where is it? Come on. Show me the animation. Damn it. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I'm trying, but I don't want to... I can't go back frames. I can go forwards frames. Where is it? Do 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 do. This isn't important for the run or the video at all, but it's something I want to do for myself. Come on, there's another frame where he blinks. He like teleports again. Where is it? Am I dumb? Did I imagine this? There. Fuck, I missed it. Alright, well, at least I know where it is now. It's when he starts climbing the truck. Alright, we're gonna watch this. Right, he gets out. He teleports. And then he starts climbing the fire truck. A little too far forwards, I think. Alright, like now. I just like how broken this animation is, pretty much. There. He spawns like here, look. And then he gets set correctly up here. It's like they're starting the second part of the animation or something like that. I don't know. It's really dumb. Anyway, sorry, I wanted to I wanted to see that for myself. But anyway, the broken animation aside, what I'm trying to do here is I have to stick with the fire truck. It starts going really fast, but up to this point, the traffic spawns have been scripted, but now it switches back to random spawn traffic. So I had to be really careful here. But what can generally happen is now the fire truck goes really slowly here, and then suddenly shoots off into the distance really quickly. If you hit a car now you won't catch Sweet in time. So this part is really critical. I make it look easy, but I have to be very, very careful. I have to like let off the throttle here, but I have to be very careful not to hit anything. The fire truck's throwing cars and crap around. But yeah, I need to like catch Sweet as quickly as possible. Yeah, in order to continue the next part. Yeah. And then I jump out of the car for fun, because I've caught Sweet at that point, doesn't matter. And that's it pretty much. Now the game's basically over. This auto-scroller is like stupid easy, and I always do my end of run speeches now. They just kill the two police officers on the fire truck. I pop the tires of the fire truck for fun. But now it's just a bunch of scripted, like, you know, people following you around and stuff. Nothing that interesting. You just shoot them. And yeah, that's it. That's me done. That's how I got sub 5 in San Andreas. I finished with a time of 4:15:19. And yeah, that's that. Thanks a lot for watching. I really didn't know what I was doing when I started doing this. I just kind of started winging it. I started with the intention of, you know, post commentary of like, you know, oh, here's how I did this run and all the bad stuff that happened and all the good stuff that happened and stuff like that. And just like let it play and just talk over it, like a director's commentary sort of thing, like all the other speedrunners do. But then it kind of turned into like a sort of tutorialized thing, right? Like where I pause a whole bunch and explain my thought process and the plan and what I'm doing and all that whatnot. So yeah, so wasn't really how I intended to do this, but that's how I do things. I just start them and see what happens and see what's good. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching this random experimental thing I did. It was I had a lot of fun doing it. The third part I was kind of miserable, but the first, second, and fourth part I've had good fun. My throat hurts a lot. Yeah, because as I've said every part, the way I'm recording this is I'm just streaming it. And I'm just doing it all live in one go, because I absolutely hate video editing. This is like the laziest way to do it. It's just no video editing. Just do it live and don't make mistakes. I'm way better at like performing live than I am like reading a script or whatever. But anyway, that aside, I really want to thank you for watching. Especially if you got to the end of the fourth part, watch for all my rambly explanations of how bribe stars work for 30 minutes. And yeah, I'm really shocked at how many people watched the parts. Part 1, 2, and 3 have done really well, and that's very odd for a multi-part thing. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I had to say, really. I'll definitely do this again if I get a good PB again. Like this run had so few mistakes in it. Like doing this kind of style of commentary for a run where I make tons of mistakes isn't going to work. Because I'm going to explain the ideal strategy and then I don't do it. That happened a few times this run, right? But not that many. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of this run. I'm definitely still going to try to beat it. Because I can go slightly faster than this. But I'm really happy I got sub 5 in no major glitches. I remember back in the olden days where sub 6 was the dream. And now I'm an hour faster than that. Over an hour faster than that. And with no major glitches as well. So yeah, maybe the next episode of this will probably be like on a any percent. Thanks, Emma. Well, it'll be on an any percent no AJS run or whatever. That'll be way more complicated because I'll be explaining all sorts of really complicated glitches and stuff. But who knows? I don't know when I'm going to run that again. Yeah, that's that, I guess. I guess I should address like True 100% Plus as well, because people keep asking about that. I wrote an FAQ thing on my stream FAQ of where True 100% is. It's really long-winded and it doesn't even cover everything, so I'm not going to recite it here, but just go to faq.joshimus.com and you could find that out. I'm sorry the YouTube audience gets shafted so hard when I focus on live streams so much. And everyone on the live streams knows this, but no one on the YouTube sides knows it. So there's your Joshimus acknowledges True 100% Plus on YouTube message. Again, I talk about it all the time on stream, but it just never seems to translate to YouTube for whatever reason. So there you go. And yeah, that's about it, I guess. Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, as I've said 5 times now. And see you whenever I do another YouTube video. Alright. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, there we go, I'm done. Well, that was alright. That was a nice short part. That was only like... about an hour and a half, hour 40, something like that, right? I don't think I drew anything that would be particularly good for the thumbnail that time, but whatever, I don't care. Whew, my throat's not too bad that time because it was shorter. It's still hurting, but yeah, it's alright. Didn't need to slam a throat sweet immediately. Yeah, thanks for watching, stream people. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry the streams have been so messed up lately, but I should, hopefully, if nothing happens that I'm not expecting on Thursday, then I should back to streams normally then. But I say this all the time, right? So who knows if something unexpected happens. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks a lot. See you guys later. Oh yeah, subs and stuff. Don't forget that. Thanks Narticle for 35 months. Thanks Fontilli for 6 months of Prime. Thanks Bob_Santa for £3. Does Easy do it? What? Easy does it, yes. Is that not a thing? Or whatever. Thanks Whisper You for subscribing, and then thanks Allremit for the 8 months of Prime. Yeah. Yeah, there's no alerts on this scene. Because yeah, it was for YouTube. Alright. Yeah, I'm done. I might do some iRacing later, but who knows. Alright. See you guys later. Bye. Oh, and no offline screen because it's broken in 4x3. Alright, bye.